Hello and welcome. My name is Jeff, Ninja Penguin here, and I'm a huge Donkey Kong fan. Like, if I could have like any game to be announced right now, like a new game in a series, like I would pick Donkey Kong. Like, we haven't gotten a new Donkey Kong game in like over 7 years now, like since Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze, which is amazing, and we're gonna rank it here in just a minute. But we need more Donkey Kong. So I thought with the 40th anniversary coming up, what better way to celebrate that than take a look at all the Donkey Kong games that have come out and rank them in our fancy tier list here. So you see we got the S tier, which is for only the best of the best. A are great games, B are good games, C are mediocre, D is not good, F is why did they even make this garbage? That's basically my rating here for our tier list. So I don't. It looks like these are kind of just in random order. There's not any specific thing here. So this looks like the original. We've got the original Donkey Kong here. That started it all. Came out 40 years ago today. And so this, I feel like this has to at least be in the A tier. This is one of the most influential arcade games of all time, right? Like, everyone knows the original Donkey Kong. You see him throwing the barrel down there, Mario running up. It was the introduction of Mario as well. Mario and Donkey Kong both, in the first game. Obviously, Mario was called Jumpman at the time, but yeah, I like the original Donkey Kong arcade game in the A tier. I think that was Shigeru Miyamoto's first original game too. Who's the creator of every great Nintendo game. So that's good. It looks like this is Donkey Kong Jr. So this is the sequel to Donkey Kong on the arcade. I just played it actually, and it's not great. Controls are way more confusing and complicated. I do like the kind of jungle theme it brings in for the first time. There's early version of the little Kremlin dinosaurs, but not a good play today like the original is. So I'm actually putting that in the D tier. That's not great. All right, here's our next one, Donkey Kong 64. This one is a pretty controversial one because it definitely has a lot of problems, but it also I have so much nostalgia for this game, so I actually really like this game, even though it definitely, if it came out today, I would not like it as much as it did when it came out when I was a kid, right? So, I don't know. I feel like it's B or C tier. The personality and the music and a lot of, that kind of stuff and, fleshing out all these different Kong characters was really great. But some of the level design and, having to retrace yourself to collect all the collectibles was not good. So, I don't know. I feel like C. Maybe B. No, we'll stick it. We'll keep it in C. Keep it in C. So Donkey Kong for the Game Boy. This is not a remake of the original Donkey Kong. This is actually a full sequel to the original Donkey Kong in the same vein. The first level is the same as the original Donkey Kong game, and then there's 30, 40. I don't remember. There's a ton of different levels. I haven't even beaten it. I have it on Game Boy. There's just a ton of levels that came after that are just basically more advanced versions of the original Donkey Kong. So you're climbing and basically trying to reach the little key at the end of each level with platforming, with Donkey Kong throwing different traps and barrels and things they use. So it's actually really good. It's right on A tier with the original. It's even, you could say it's better than the original. It's obviously in black and white. There's no color. So if I could have the Nintendo remake any Donkey Kong game, it would be this game, hands down. So let's do it, Nintendo. Let's start remaking really good Game Boy games that people haven't played. All right, next up on the list, Donkey Kong. What is it even called? Rumble Blast. I don't even know what this is called. This game's so terrible. We don't even need to talk about this one. This is on the F tier. It was a Donkey Kong racing game that they were trying to make for the GameCube that they ended up putting out way later on the Wii. That had tons of weird spin-off, crazy Kremlin characters that were terrible. And yeah, it's just a very, very, very bad version of Diddy Kong Racing. That's all you need to know. It's awful. Don't touch it. F tier for sure. And while we're in the F tier, we might as well get a couple other games out of the way here. What is this? Is this Donkey Kong Jr. again? What even is this? Make another Donkey Kong Jr.? I don't even know what this is. We're gonna put it with the other Donkey Kong right there. Maybe it was a Game Boy remake or something. So next we got the Donkey Konga games, and so. These games obviously were not great, but they also were super original at the time. They weren't Donkey Kong platforms. They weren't the Donkey Kong games we wanted. But you know, Nintendo, they don't like giving us what we want. They like giving us what we don't know that we want. You know, what they think we want, but we just don't know it yet, right? And so I don't know. I'll put the original at a C because it was kind of fun. I had fun back in the day playing this game. It was just really random, and there's like tons of licensed songs, but they don't even have like the licenses for half of them, which was kind of weird. Well, the sequel I'm putting at the D. Actually, no, it's going straight to F tier because I bought the sequel at a used GameStop, not GameStop, a used local game store, and it didn't work. It just didn't work. It crashed. I didn't get past the title screen. So F tier, unplayable. All right, next we got the DK Jungle Climber games. So it starts off with King of Swing here. I remember my brother got this game, and again, it wasn't really a platformer, but DK would just kind of move up and down, grabbing onto pegs, and all you pushed was L and R. That was the whole thing, right? It's on Game Boy Advance. Use those L and R buttons, even though you could have totally used A and B. It was pretty fun. It wasn't bad, so I'll give it a C. It did have really cool little sprites, but it was kind of a one-trick pony. But for some reason, they made a sequel for the DS, and we're just going to put that one at the D tier because it was an unnecessary sequel. This was like the mid-2000s was a huge drop for the Donkey Kong series, where like there wasn't really a ton of good games. Actually, now I'm looking at we can't put Donkey Kong at the same as Donkey Kong 64. You have to put that at the D tier as well. So these two, like the 2000s was like this bad era of Donkey Kong where you didn't have like anything. All right, well, let's lighten things up here. We got the original Donkey Kong Country. Fantastic game. This is the one that basically rejuvenated the Donkey Kong series. And, you know, Rare basically got DK, completely reinvented the character, redesigned everything, gave him an attitude, created Diddy, gave him a little sidekick. It made a really, really fun platformer with these really cool looking models that hadn't been seen before. So definitely A right there. And then the sequel, Donkey Kong Country 2, which we're listening to right now, that is S tier. Absolutely S tier. One of my favorite games like of all time is Donkey Kong Country 2. The soundtrack is amazing. It still holds up really well today. The gameplay and the level design is amazing. There's so many different secrets and fun things. A really, really fun boss battles. The Captain K. Rool boss battle is one of my favorite boss battles ever still. So yeah, you gotta put DK C2 at the S tier for sure. Donkey Kong Country 3, I'll put it the B tier because the ranking for the country games is definitely 2, 1, and then 3. And so I feel like that could be our first game in the B tier there because it was good. Had a lot of things similar, but it just didn't have quite the same magic. The setting wasn't quite as fun as the original 2, and the bosses were really strange, or wasn't as good as boss battles. And the soundtrack wasn't quite as good. 1 and 2 soundtrack were like best in the series. Okay, with that being said, I feel like we have to do the land games next, which are basically just Game Boy kind of demakes of the games. And they kind of just found ways to make them work with the Game Boy. And honestly, I only played the first one, I think it was, on Country Land. It was good. So I'll just put all of them in the B tier. Except for the third one, we'll put it down in C tier. I didn't pick the right one. And that one's 2. This one's 3. I was right. That is 3. Dixie. 3 is just annoying because that's Kiddy Kong, who's a giant baby, like Kong, and he's super obnoxious and like the worst Donkey Kong character they've ever made. Other than the random spin-off ones in the barrel one. All right. So next we have the Mario vs. Donkey Kong series, which was kind of fun. It was kind of a throwback to the original, Donkey Kong game, and they made like 4 of them, which are pretty fun. But I don't know. I didn't play them all because they all kind of blend together, and so we'll put the original at a C. The sequel is a D. There's a DSiWare one. I don't even know. I'll just put that in D as well, I guess. They made way too many. Oh my gosh. I'm just putting them all in D. Except for this one. Minis on the Move was good. I used little amiibo, and you could like scan them in and unlock like bonus levels based on your amiibo. That was really fun. So I'll put that in C tier. All right. Which leads us to our last 3 games. We got Donkey Kong Country Returns, which was a triumphant return finally. It's in the name, right? to the Donkey Kong Country formula because they made Donkey Kong Country 1, 2, 3 in the early to mid 90s, and then we had to wait, 10, 15 years before we finally got another Donkey Kong Country game, which we got with Returns, and is an incredible game. It is definitely in the A tier. And then Donkey Kong Jungle Beat. This was a weird one because it was made by the Mario Galaxy team, so a really good team at Nintendo. They know how to do platformers. This was right before Mario Galaxy. And it's a fun game. You play with the bongos and you move and do all of DK's actions with the bongos, which is kind of interesting. You don't have to play the bongos, but that's kind of was meant to be experienced. And it is fun, but it is definitely not like your normal platform where it requires precision and stuff. You just kind of mash a little bit. So I'll put that in the C tier right there. Some good ideas, but not the full game we wanted. And the bosses were like weird, like dark, hairy Kongs. All right, so last game we have here, Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze. That's our last game here in the S tier. And it's just head to toe amazing. You got the original composer from the Super Nintendo games coming back. It was one of the best gaming soundtracks of all time. Right on par with Donkey Kong Country 2. The level design is amazing. The levels are a lot longer, a lot meatier than Returns. You play as not just DK and Diddy anymore, but you can also play as Dixie. And you can also play as Cranky and Funky Kong with the new Switch version. And Funky Kong is so much fun to play as. Like I speedrun the game as Funky Kong. It's just a blast. So yeah, here's my Donkey Kong tier list. So let me know what you think about my picks. Make sure you leave a comment down below. You can follow me over at Twitch, twitch.tv/NinjaPenguin1, where I play Donkey Kong and tons of different random games all the time. So we have a lot of fun. Hopefully we'll see you over there. Until next time, catch you later.